Boxing King Media in association with Boxro, Sean O'Hagan. Sean, first of all, how are you doing out here in Sheffield?
Do you know what? Lovely. We're in a lovely place. What they call it? Beju.
Beju, yeah.
Beju with what's promotion again? Is it?
Izzy Asif, GBM Sports.
Yeah. Izzy Asif,
Yeah.
GBM Sports, and I must say that he seems to be putting everything on. Very good reports about these shows that he's doing. You can see effort that he's gone to, and it's nice and relaxed, nice and classy, you know, and it makes a change for small hall boxing, doesn't it? You know, to see somebody he's obviously put a lot of effort into it, you know, and it's nice. I like it.
Definitely, I'm sure when he's listening, watching this back, you'll appreciate that as well. You're in the corner of Rhys Mould. A big fight for him. Like I said to him earlier, one of the biggest things that sticks out to me is the size difference between him and Hamlet Gaz. How much of a factor do you think that is in this fight?
I don't think it's much of a factor, really. I think Rhys at featherweight is not the Rhys that's a lightweight, to be honest with you. And I think when you look at it, Rhys is a lightweight. There's no two ways about it. I think a lot of people are under the impression that he's coming up from featherweight for an easy, but he's not. It was very, very hard to get him down to featherweight. He lost a lot of his strength, he lost a lot of his punching power there, and still give Lee Wood a hell of an hard night. So I think this one, it's a pretty even contest, to be honest.
Do you make much of the fact that I think Rhys brought it up in his interview when I spoke to him that Hamlet's been around for a long time? He's been around for like probably 7-8 years, but he's got one notable name on his record, which is Liam Shinkwin. Do you make much of that?
No, not really. I mean, listen, whatever's gone on previous and whoever they've fought, they can't take that into the ring with them. What they take into the ring is themselves and the preparation and the effort that's been put in by themselves and the team. And I think that night's going to be a factor. I mean, we've done it. We used to do it at a very, very high level. We don't pay Rhys any less attention than we do those big fights. And I think maybe on night that'll show experience. And like I say, I think either way, whatever anybody says, it's going to be an absolute barnstormer of a fight.
I definitely agree with you there, because watching both of their styles, they both come forward fighters and they don't mess around. So, but obviously you've just had a recent experience with Josh, you know, in a barnstormer type of fight. Are you going to be wanting him to be a bit more calculated?
Yeah, I mean, if we can do that, you know, sometimes it's in a fighter's nature, and they're set in the ways and they fight how they'll fight. You know, they always kind of revert back at some stage to what they're used to doing. But this time it's been a little bit different. He's a little bit more switched on his race now. There's no, you know, he's not really had a lot of good looking boxing. There's been obstacles and barriers, and there's been breakdowns, fights falling off and illnesses. This time it's all going smooth, it's going lovely, so it's not affecting preparation. This time we've got a name that we're aiming towards, which is Hamlet Gaz. And I think you're going to see a completely new, different Rhys Mould in this fight. I mean, when Rhys boxes, his boxing skills are absolutely phenomenal. And I've seen Hamlet struggle against anybody who boxes, even the, not so long back, Fakulin, did they call him? When Fakulin was using his jab, he struggled like hell, did Hamlet, with that. You know, Rhys, he does mix, he trains and mixes in better company than he has, so it's all looking like it should be a good win for Rhys. But like I say, very, very good fighter is Hamlet Gaz. I do like him. He's a fighter that I would have liked in my gym. But as things go, he's in opposite corner. We've got to do what we've got to do.
Well, either way, I agree with you. I think it's going to be a great fight. February the 10th, GBM Sports are bringing a big fight in Sheffield. I tell you, one of the things I forgot to mention is the fact that it's a derby fight. Both fighters are from West Yorkshire. I know Rhys is from Doncaster, but he just told me he's more closer to Leeds than anywhere else. How much of the factor will that play in this? Because there's probably going to be a boisterous crowd in there.
Absolutely. I mean, Rhys gets a lot of support from Leeds. There's a lot of Leeds supporters have bought tickets for this already. Ahmed's a big name in Bradford. To be honest with you, I think it's going to be. This is all shaping up to be a very, very good event and a big event. You know, it's you can see, like I said, promoters certainly put the effort in. It's pure class what he's doing, and it's nice. it's like a breath of fresh air, isn't it now? You know, I've had real good reports about his shows, and then, you know, this is the first little bit that I've seen of it, and up to now he's not disappointed.
Good stuff, Sean. I've got to ask you about the main man, Josh Warrington. You've had time to look back at the fight. Obviously, the last time I spoke to you was just moments after the fight, where you was 100% adamant there you should have got the decision. A lot of in the comments, I don't know if you read comments or not online, but the majority of the people were saying that he lost the fight. So you've had time to watch it. What do you think of it now?
I don't read so much into people online, because these people online have been sat there for the last 13 years waiting for a loss, so they could jump on and say I told you so. Everybody's an expert in boxing, everybody's a judge, everyone's a referee, and everybody knows better than we do, so I don't read into that at all. I think if anything, they could argue that we started off a little bit slow. Maybe that was due to injury that we were recovering from. I think what you've got to look at is how we came into the fight and how we took over in the second half of the fight, I certainly don't think we lost the first 4 rounds. If we'd have won one of those rounds, it'd have been a different outcome, wouldn't it? I mean, even the guys on top-ranked people were behind us and says, he's not done enough to win this, There was nobody more surprised than he was. He don't want a rematch. That tells you something there. They keep going down these dirty tactics. We can pick at fights and we can pick at tactics, can't we? But failed to mention about him sticking it on Andy Vence's, didn't he? That was a fight he should have lost as well. But he didn't. We can make excuses, can't we? And we can give reasons, but it is what it is. We're there. We'll rematch. He won't. Simple as that. So all experts that are saying he got beat. So what if he got beat? Football teams get beat every week, don't they? And they come back. There's very few people go through their careers in boxing without getting beat. It doesn't matter, we're still there, still at that top level, and we're ready to fight anybody.
It's a good point you made there, Sean. Unfortunately, boxing fans are very brutal in that sense, where the football teams will support them the week after, but with boxers, they kind of make it look like you need to retire now. But talking to retirement, I know Josh was really down in the dumps at post-fight, but is that time, is that Christmas, and what kind of mind frame is he in now, and can we expect to see him back very soon?
Absolutely see him back very soon. I mean, what I'd say to anybody who was giving opinions and negative opinions, they're not really boxing fans. What they're doing is following people on social media. Put that to one side. If you're a boxing man, sit, look at it, enjoy it for what it is. Win, lose or draw. Great spectacle on TV. And that's what they should be looking at. Now what we do is we use social media to take sides. And, it's not social media, it's not a popularity show. It's boxing. It's boxing. So I don't take so much notice of social media.
And just a quick one, Lee Wood, it's not officially announced, but the rumours are he's going to fight Maurizio Lara. And again, the online trends, people are saying, why is he fighting Lara for? That's a risky fight. Why not just fight Josh Warrington, because that's what the British fans would want.
Yeah, it is, but credit to Lee Wood. Everybody said he would do when he got beat by McDonnell. Everyone was saying he will lose it fight against Conlan, but he didn't. Lee's a good guy, he's a good fighter, and he belongs where he is. He's done it on merit. Nobody can take anything away from him. So, full marks to Lee. If he's fighting Lara, he fights Lara. If he fights Josh, he fights Josh. Lee's same as Josh, he'll fight anybody. So...
Is there any talks ongoing for a potential Lee Wood Josh Warrington fight?
I'm sure those talks are ongoing now, Our loss, from Eddie's point of view, Eddie said himself, it changes nothing. It's still an elite level featherweight. He belongs at that level, he's proven it time and again. He's a 2-time world champion. He didn't get blasted out in a round or 2 rounds. He didn't come out of fight with any bad injuries. It was a majority, it was a split. Change any one of those judges, it could have been a different outcome. But it's not, it is what it is. And we're ready to go again.
I rarely try and offer my opinion on interviews, but I will agree with you there, Sean. He's an elite level fighter. He beat Carl Frampton when he was top of his game, and people forget that. He beat Kid Galahad as well, took Barry's all, so people forget that.
Yeah, they do. I mean, what it is now with boxing, apparently, social media terms, if you get a loss, you're done. Well, I remember boxing old school, 70s, 80s. You'd have had to have had 35, 40 fights to get a crack at a British title, and what if you lost? You'd be back again 6 weeks later and do it again. That's before onset of social media, so I look at what's going on in the real world. I look at facts, and facts are that it's still one of the best featherweights in the world, and we'll be ready to go again whenever any of our opponents are ready. We'll be ready, and we'll be there.
Last question, Maxi Hughes. Any update? Any news on him?
No, not yet. We're waiting for Eddie to come back. He had a chat with him at last event when Josh were on. And we're just waiting for an offer now from Eddie. I mean, he did promise him life-changing money and life-changing fights, so we're waiting for those to materialise. I think what Eddie might have in mind, what would make sense is if the Wood or Lara fight with Josh happens, maybe he's got visions of putting Maxi on there. Maybe even along with Rhys Mould after he's beat Hamlet. You know, we don't know, do we? It'd be a good spectacle, a good event.
Definitely, Sean. As always, it's been a pleasure speaking to you, Sean, and all the best Feb 10th.
Thank you very much. Cheers. It's been a pleasure.